Good evening, Pinoy Reds, and maraming salamat po for this weekend edition of Pinoy Stratford Enders. You've got Gary as always, and we have a very special judicial edition and of Pinoy Stratford Enders because we both have counselors who are diehard Manchester United fans. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce Attorney Charles Lejano.
Hello,
Yan.
hello. Thanks for having me back, Cap. Nice to be here, and happy Friday, everybody. Nice to be
Yon.
nice to be.
Ayun. Okay. And Attorney Antonio Alfalor and si Attorney
Hi guys.
Alf.
Hi guys, thanks for inviting me, Gary. Looking forward
Yeah.
to this edition.
Of course. And our resident angry man, Kevin. And
Pwede pong hungry na lang kasi gutom.
Kumain ka muna, pare.
Yeah, this show is rated PG. Sobrang patay gutom.
Before
Ayan
dinner, may tayo kakain.
Yun.
Mamaya. Wait lang, ayusin ko lang yung binta. Yung kasi we need to avoid this. Ay, hindi.
Pre-prod pa lang naman to, di ba?
Live na tayo,
we're
Tommy.
live.
Live na to.
Okay.
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 Yeah. It took
So-
me forever to get this kit.
Yan. So sa mga Pinoy dyan all over the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, saan man kayo. Welcome to the only show in the Philippines for Manchester United fans. Yan, Pinoy Stratford Enders. And we have a lot to cover. Of course, we're gonna talk about what happened yesterday. Yan, first European final for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and the boys. We're also going to be talking about the Aston Villa preview. Is Jack Grealish going to play? If he does play, mananalo pa rin ba sila? Okay, we're also going to be talking about a very touchy subject right now, and it has something to do with what happened last week, yung mga protests. Last week ba yun? Oo. So we're going to be talking about the fixture list for Manchester United moving forward. So covering all of those points, guys, please like, comment, follow, and subscribe. We're live on YouTube and we're live on Facebook. Please give us a follow, subscribe to us to not miss anything Manchester United related. It's perfectly free. Please follow us on YouTube. If you want to go to Facebook, we're also there. We're streaming live. And let's check out the comments for today. Ayan, si Carl. Hello. Good evening, sir. Ayan. Maganda.
Oy,
Carl.
straight from YouTube.
Magandang gabi
Ayan,
po.
si Carl. Magandang gabi. So we're expecting a lot of people coming in today. And yan. So we're gonna talk about the first, let's talk about the Roma game. Diba? Good news muna tayo. And although we lost 3-2, let's go around. Let's go around the panel. Sige. Attorney Alf, since it's your first time here, what did you think of the game overall? Like impressions lang. Sige, start tayo. Give me 2 positive things that we did.
Oh, Cavani, that's the first one. If we're gonna win games, win the Europa League, we're gonna need Cavani to start on May in a month's time, I think, in the finals. And De Gea, the saves of De Gea, they scored 3, but there were some saves of De Gea that were top notch, especially like that. But I was looking forward to Van der Beek showing himself, and I was still unimpressed a bit. But I'm hoping the next few games where they do heavy rotations, 3 games in 5 days, he gets to play more, he gets more a feel of the game more. So yeah, we're looking forward to the next few days.
Ayun. Thanks, Attorney Alf. Okay, so punta naman tayo kay Attorney Charles. So on that, I think Attorney Alf was pertaining to the heroics of David De Gea in that match, where he actually made 10 saves. Is he your man of the match?
No, for me, has to be still Cavani. The guy scored 2 goals. The guy think about this. There were 8 goals in that set of 2 games. No, 6 of those goals were created by Cavani. Okay, there were 4. Tama ba? Tama. Oo, parang 4 goals ba siya? Tapos 2 assists or something like that. Suma total, he carried the team on his back. And I'm happy for De Gea, no, he's able to redeem himself kasi marami na siyang mga critics, and at least ngayon, the gaffer himself said, no, the guy was able to redeem himself. Si De Gea was able to redeem himself also at the last match against Roma. But then between the two, still I have to give it to Cavani. Grabe yung form ni Cavani ngayon. Parang you can honestly say he's on fire to the level na parang you can put him up against the best in Europe right now, and that's really good. And it always boils down to something coming from either of Bruno or Pogba. But then really things are coming together at the right time for the entire team. And I have to agree with what Panyero here, Alf said. Ang mahalaga is the depth that we're gonna demonstrate in the next 5 days. It's gonna be a really rough patch of over the next few fixtures. Whether or not Jack Grealish is gonna play, whether or not Cavani stays healthy. These are the things we're gonna have to look at in the next few days. But then really, I'm excited to see a few names on the team sheet, like si Ahmad. I'd like to see Ahmad get a few minutes in. And Alf, I agree with you completely. Si Van de Beek, I think, still deserves time to ride on the bench, because if we want to go and win the last few games, there has to be a steady rotation of 4 lang yan. Freddie, McTominay, and Bruno, Pogba. That's it. So as long as those 4 guys stay healthy, and then if I were Solskjaer, actually, I don't know, I would save Cavani for the really big games, for the rather easier fixtures. I would give Greenwood a solid number 9 opportunity. So very, very exciting for us, guys.
Okay. Thank you, Attorney Charles. Let's go to Kevin. So as far as the performance last night was concerned, give us your thoughts on how the defense was. So general as the resident angry man, and keep it lang to probably 1 to 2 minutes, pero
Partida, hindi ko pa pinanood yung highlights eh. pero I think just to lose once in this kind of juncture, at least in the semi-final, na at least we're settled in. We already settled the tie on the first leg pa lang. So to lose in this kind of situations, at least they know what to do heading into the final in Poland. So it's unfortunate nga, and bad trip na lusutan pa tayo ng own goal ni Telles eh. But that will do. That's a learning experience for Alex Telles. So it's a good thing that we lose in this kind of juncture, because I don't think where was the last time we lose in this not sure kung where was the last time we lost all comps or in this Europa League? I'm not sure kung pero at least there's a learning experience for them to lose. At least that's a hot streak. We were unbeaten. We were unbeaten before the Roma tie. So unlike yung German bubble sa Europa League, at least we got our stage right. So yun. We got our only with this defeat. Basta I would say that they had taught them the pain of losing, just to prepare them for Villarreal. Because tama nga, what's the sense of your unbeaten streak when you lose where it mattered the most? So yun.
Okay. Thanks, Kevin. So if I were to point one particular highlight, it was probably the first goal Cavani scored. Fred made him onside. And actually, Paul Scholes, I forgot if it was Paul Scholes or Rio Ferdinand who was making a point in the broadcast for for BT Sport, when they said that first goal reminded them so much of another great United striker, si Ruud van Nistelrooy. The way he actually took that ball, one touch, bam, bottom of the right corner, actually left corner sa kanya, right corner sa camera. So Fred played him on side. It was a third man run. Takbo si Cavani. He was really playing it. He was really playing the guy on side, naantay niya, and then waited for the pass, hinabol niya. One touch, boom. So walang no way the keeper was gonna get that. The second goal was also good. Was a perfect pass from Bruno and onto Edinson Cavani's head. Yun. So sige, we're now in our first final under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It's for the Europa League, and on May 26th we actually face Villarreal, who ended up drawing with Arsenal, and then eventually going through the tie.
So kung tinatago mo na konti na natatawa ka pa, that's very polite.
Actually, that ended their 25 years.
Instant karma. Tama.
Oy, yan yung kit ni Van Nistelrooy ata nung nag-golden boot siya.
Hindi. This is actually a gift from a friend. This is that's CR7.
Oh.
Almost wrecked.
From the group? Yan. Yes, I said it. Cristiano Ronaldo is the GOAT. Okay. Fight me. Okay. So
I think we're all in agreement again here, Cap. Sorry. Anyway, you were saying. Go ahead.
yun. So we're siguro ang nakikita ko lang na interesting ahead of probably the tie with Villarreal as Ulrich, thank you for always watching. Thank you. I hope you're okay over there in the United Arab Emirates. Yun. So maraming salamat po. So as I was saying, there's one player in Villarreal that I would like to take a look at for this final. That's why I secretly wanted Villarreal to face us, and his name is Pau Torres. So there's been a lot of speculation over the summer that Pau Torres is available for a certain amount. Yan. And that ang pinakamalakas na suitors na ngayon is Manchester United. So eto lang, we're currently linked with how many center backs? So you have Pau Torres, you have Jules Koundé from Sevilla, you have Samuel Umtiti, the very physio-oriented Samuel Umtiti from Barcelona.
Sensor. Mga blip.
Ay, sorry. Yun ang last name niya eh. So, okay. So anyway. And then you have, who's that guy from Brighton, si Ben White. So we're currently linked with 4 center backs, which is kind of weird. Well, it's a tactic that a lot of agents like to use. So, pag gusto nila maraming pera, they just include Man United. Of course, the media is going to pick up on it. It's going to be more clicks. But that's a topic for a different day. Okay, gents. So, having said that, let's talk about another topic. And this was something that Ole was talking about. So, is this a direct consequence of the protests that happened when the fans invaded Old Trafford last time? And to quote Ole, he actually said that this rescheduling was done by people who, quote unquote, do not know anything about football at this level. Hindi ko ginawa yun, that was quoted directly from him. Attorney Alf, I'm going to flash the schedule for Man United for the next couple of games. And yan, makikita nyo dyan sa ilalim. So I'd just like to get your thoughts on Ole saying that with regard to the fixture congestion that's coming.
Oh, okay. I actually looked at our schedule, but just the teams that will be going up against and the next 4 teams after us, below us. I didn't see the dates until now. This is gonna be tough. You have May 9, Aston Villa. May 12, just after 3 days, you got Leicester City. And then 2 days after, you got Liverpool, and 5 days against Fulham. And then 23. This is gonna be tough. I think it's going to be a heavy rotation. And the Roma game speaks for itself. They didn't use the whole second unit, but they put in Van de Beek, they put in Alex Telles, and you know that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was preparing for the run up of the Premier League. So I think the way that he's going to be doing it is he's going to be putting in a strong team, semi-strong team against Aston Villa, and then a pretty strong team against Leicester City. So I don't know how he will manage the minutes of some of the players, such as Bruno Fernandes, and maybe if he puts in Cavani, because Leicester City is one spot below us, so that's going to be a tough game. So he'll probably put in Bruno Fernandes for maybe 60 minutes against Villa, take him out, and 3 days after have him play a full game against Leicester City. That's the way I see it. And then he's probably gonna go rotate and use probably the Roma lineup against Liverpool. I mean, Liverpool is always gonna be a derby, but you're not gonna need to motivate the players themselves. The game itself will motivate the players. So whoever you put up against Liverpool, they're gonna fight. And then you hope to have secured the second spot by the time that the last game comes in against Fulham. So just like what Charles said, they're going to be doing a heavy rotation during this run up, and some will probably play only 45 minutes because you still have Leicester City to play after Aston Villa. But it's going to be tough.
Okay. Thank you, Attorney Alf. Kevin, put yourself in all these shoes. Yan. So imagine mo, ikaw si Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Yan. So, since pretty much you've already sewn up UEFA Champions League spot, barring a major disaster, meaning we will probably, if we lose, probably 11 to 13 points in the next few games, malalaglag tayo sa top 4.
We have a game in hand pa. Meron tayong game in hand
Ayun pa. Oo. So, what do you do? Like, what do you prioritize? And yun, I know it's kind of, pero in about 2 minutes, what would you possibly do? Who do you rotate for? Who do you put in? How's the confidence of the players? Yun. So, play manager for about a minute.
Naka-mute ka, partner.
I would put priority on the youth, especially for the Villa and the Fulham game. And also the Wolves, because probably they're actually out of the European running na rin. So, maybe we would see sana si Shortire, yan. Paco Pelestri, given the time, kaso nasa Alaves na siya. Igalo's already gone now, so probably I hope we see some farewell tour from Sergio Romero na rin, because he deserves a farewell like that. Pero I'll save the Leicester and the Liverpool matches for Dean, and save David De Gea for the final. It would be a long one because ang dami nating pwedeng gamitin to start, because Dalo's out also, Dalo's abroad, and I see yung mga nasa out natin. Dalo, I don't know if pwede pa natin sila i-recall to play, at least to get some experience. But I would like to see Shortire to play big minutes. Also si Axel. I hope, what's this injury report pala? Just to make sure. Pero
Sino?
I'm sure that si Axel.
No, he's
Axel
fit.
Yeah, Axel's fit. That's good. Timbo, I'm not sure, pero nasa ano siya? Nasa Leverkusen na siya. Dalos in Milan.
We sold Timbo. And he suffered another knee injury. Yeah. And he suffered another knee injury.
So he's out. In the winter na to, no?
Yes.
So I wanted to see we need to see more of Sergio Romero. We need to see more of Teles, Diallo too, Shortar as well. At least we need to rest. We need to rest the big guns. We need to see we need to rest the big guns for the Liverpool, Leicester, and the final itself. So yun lang.
Okay, so you mentioned quite some names there, Kevin. But before we continue, I'd like to welcome one of our suki na natin dito sa Pinoy Stratford Enders. Eto na siya, the man, the myth, the legend. Yan.
Mr. Push
Si-
Up!
Si Ingoski. Ayan. Ingo, kumusta? Ito, sige. Saktong
Missed you last time,
nandito ka na. Hagisan agad kita ng bomba. Ayan, hagisan kita ng granada. Nakikita mo dyan sa baba yung next games ng Man United, and Oli has already spoken about the fixture overload. So, katulad ni Kevin, in 1 minute lang, paano mo i-rotate yung squad? By the way, just it's pronounced Shoretire. So, hindi sure tire.
Sorry, tira pala. My bad.
Oo,
Hindi ko rin alam yun.
and
Hindi ko rin alam yun.
Ayun pa rin.
Gary, hindi ko alam yun Salamat.
Okay. Happy to be of help. Tapos, si Timbo, we sold him na. As in, it's not a loan. He sold, and then immediately when we sold him to Leverkusen, he blew out his other knee. Wawa nga yung bata. I hope he recovers soon. Facundo is still with the Alaves, if I'm not, no, Sociedad, if I'm not mistaken. And si Dalo obviously is on loan with AC Milan. So, ang mga matitira dyan, and it's actually a good shout out from Julius, si McNeil. Guys, that kid's been tearing it up in the reserves. So, and by the way, on the side, we have some reserve news. Harvey Neville has now joined his dad in Inter Miami. So, wala na po siya sa Man United Academy. Sumama na po siya sa kanyang tatay. And his dad, by the way, is Phil. Hindi si Tukayo. Yun. So, ayan. So, Ingo, look at the next few games. If you were the manager, ayan, let's play manager. Ako pala kung ginagawa yun sa football manager. Pero ito, let's play manager. Paano mo ina-navigate yung fixture list na yan? Unless may magprotesta ulit.
Kamute ka.
Hi, good morning. Sorry for the late appearance. Hirap talaga yan. No? Pero I'm actually checking on the fixtures that we have. So I'm just checking how many points yung lamang natin kay Leicester. And kasi we still have one game on hand.
Yeah.
And I'm checking
4 points tayo ahead right now, pare.
4 points ahead. Hopefully, 7 points ahead. For sure, we should have at least Bruno sa ating squad. And for the rest, how many games? Sorry, I haven't checked. So 1, 2, 3, and all of these guys are 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think the next 3 for EPL. We should play our first 11 talaga. So yung ating best 11 iplay natin sa first 3, and then the rest the remaining 2 for EPL, let them rest na. Kasi I think if we will win the next 3 games for EPL, we will secure the spot na for the second. Hindi na makakahabol ang Leicester. Kasi I think we are playing with them in the next 3 games, so we're good with that. And let the other guys play. Of course, with the final, Cavani, let's have Cavani to play for us. And no one's going to replace him anyway. I think Martial is good na. He's training with the team, but
That's good news for you.
Yeah, I don't think he's fit enough to play for the next 2 seasons.
Ang kapal
So he's not fit enough. No. I mean in the next few games. So Maybe let him play in the last last three games, and then let Cavani rest until the final game. So ayun lang kasi we see naman how good Cavani was, and I've checked the what do you call this, the highlights for Roma kasi hindi na rin ako nakapanood. The precision itself, and there's a lot of shots on goal. You've seen his first goal. It's like really deadly. So I don't know who can stop that. So even a very good goalkeeper can stop that. Though it's really a direct shot on target, pero it's really deadly. You can see it. So parang super And then I'm trying to imagine if other strikers will do that. Even Marcus Rashford, I think they're going to hit it directly to the goalkeeper. So that's how I see it. Even Greenwood, kasi these kids are not hindi pa masyado hindi pa masyado ganun kabihasa when it comes to long shots. So anyway, so as long as we have Cavani on final, and then let him rest for the last two games, and then let Marshall play or whatever, or short tire play. No, short. Is it short tire or short tire? Short tire, right?
Shore
Short
tire.
tire.
Yeah.
So let him play, and let the kids enjoy the remaining games of the season. Yeah, that's for me at the moment.
Okay. So, Ingo,
Kat,
may
may I add
dito.
pala? Wait lang. Kat, may I add pala? Should we get a petition to have Lee Grant play his first ever league match for us? He had been doing everything for us. Reserve goalkeeper, goalkeeping coach, fourth official, for Christ's sake.
May tagahawak ng timer. Yan. Well, tignan natin.
He had been doing everything,
Ingo,
and he deserves a day on the pitch.
Okay. Thanks, Kevin. Ingo, may mga dito. Si G may request sa'yo. Kung nakikita mo, ayan. Push-ups daw. Ayan. Tapos ito pa.
Na-miss nila
Ito pa sabi niya, good news daw sa'yo na si Marshall babalik na. So for the benefit of our viewers who are tuning in for the first time, Ingo is the de facto president of Marshall FC. Yan. So, yan. So,
where's everybody? Pakita natin yung buong panel pala natin for everyone to see. At least, baka ayan.
Ayan.
We got the two attorneys here. Hungry Man, and then Mr. Push Up.
Ayan. So, yan. Si G, very insightful comments. Yan. Hopefully, they let Tony Van de Beek, Juan Mata, or Dan James start in one of the three fixtures.
I agree.
Oo. Depende lang siguro sa makakatapat natin against opposition that likes to outrun. I cannot put Juan Mata in the game pag ganon, or Matic kasi
One at a time lang. Hindi pa sabay.
Skelan.
Makukuhan tayo
Makukulangan
niyan.
tayo ng skelan.
So there's this never-ending joke na if you put Fred, McTominay, and Matic all in one person, you'd get the perfect midfielder. Which is true. Ang problema, tatlong iba-ibang tao ang nandun. That's why, again, I want to reinforce the fact that ang priority natin is a CDM. We need a defensive midfielder. We need one.
Si Kante.
Yun, oh man, I saw that parang siya napapagod against Real Madrid. He was everywhere. Pero yun, sige.
Nakarating ni Kante sa Chelsea, di ba? Ito lang.
So yun. So alam niyo na kung sino yung who we're rooting for for the Champions League final.
I am not sure pala, Kap, yung sino ba yung parang holding midfield natin na parang in a local setting na parang in the mold of Paul Mulders back then. Na parang siya yung de facto third center half pag nasa Ascal setup, di ba?
Si Mulders lang naalala ko eh.
Kaya nga pero kasi because Manny is more of an attacking type, James is an attacking type din. James Young Husband is an attacking type din. I'm not sure.
May ganyan kami na high school, pero pangalan niya Alan Arguelles. Ano siya? all he does is run around and chase the ball whenever the other team has. Diba, Alf, remember?
Yeah.
But he's like a worst nightmare siya if you wanna play like smooth passing. Kasi ang bilis
Ayaw nga pa.
walang pagod.
Attorney, nga pala, no? The Zobel guys pala kayo. So, mga bataan kayo ni Coach Hans. Pa-shoutout po kay Coach Hans Peter Smith din.
Mga binabatukan ni Coach Hans.
Mga minumura pala.
Binabatukan.
Yun. Okay.
Teammate namin yung anak niya eh.
So, ayun, nag-comment si Carl. Iingreso daw.
Yeah, thanks, Carl. Looks like we need something like a ASCAL special na rin because in 1 month, they will be going back to action. And ang tagal na natin inaantay ito, di ba?
Sige. Well, let's schedule that. Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's check it out. As you see some of the fixtures, so makikita niyo dyan, I'll just leave it there. Sunod-sunod siya. So there are some parts of the support that keep saying di mag-protest na lang ulit sa Liverpool para ma-postpone. I think they're gonna hit us with something na medyo masakit if it happens again. I don't know. I mean, this is a direct fallout of what happened, and I just to voice out lang yung what Oli said na the owner said sorry to him. I mean, I know everyone's entitled to their opinion, pero if you're going to ask me, of course, Oli at the end of the day is still an employee of the club. Diba? Sinabi ko to he can't just walk into a press conference na naka green and gold, na naka LUHG dun sa harapan nung niya. We also have to understand.
Kahit sa necktie lang niya.
Ayun. So, a few years ago, as a player, he was actually anti-Glazer. If you guys are able to pull that up. So, syempre, we have to take note of that as well. And one thing I noticed about Oli in his press conferences is don't always take what he says at face value.
Mm-hmm.
So, meron he's
ngayon.
And
he knows
he
exactly
learned.
Baka sabihin natin nagtitimpi lang siya muna for a while because we all know, first of all, he was Sir Alex. Mga pang-disipulo ni Sir Alex, first of all. Pangalawa, panahon niya ni Martin Edwards.
True.
The 90s United squad, he was one of those na mga key signings of the Martin Edwards era of Manchester United. And umabot lang siya talaga doon sa so naabutan lang ng crossword. Pero to be honest, nagtitimpi lang yan. He's just calculating everything because one simple bad word and he might be sent packing and that will infuriate everyone in the United world. Ganun lang yan kasimple.
Yeah, can I add on to that, Cap, if I may? Really
sure,
quick?
Sure.
All of these things happening with protests, etc. Just one thing out of like a much bigger thing, and how it's hitting us right now really hard is this May 14 Liverpool that's sitting right in the middle of the Fulham and the Leicester, where it shouldn't have been there. It should have been done already by now. Dapat may plus 3 points tayo, not a game in hand. Okay, that was the best case scenario. But then we have this crappy schedule. We have May 9, May 12, May 14, May 19. Parang football festival lang ang dating di ba? Parang pinagsabay-sabay nila. It's not like it's not high-level football as si Oli is saying. But then I think this is if this is the ultimate penalty that we have to face because of the participation of the owners of the club vis-a-vis what the fans did in response to that. Parang let this be the end of it. Let's just play all of these games. And then, I watched that same footage that you referred to earlier, Cap, yung sabi ni Coach. Ganun yung nangyari, pero ako, ito yung kailangan kong gawin. So, dito tayo. No? So, I'd like to just rewind couple of actually last season lang pala yun. Remember when he was appointed the interim manager? He was appointed the interim manager. Nobody knew whether he could do the job, and then he did such a great job that they made him the permanent manager. Diba? Ginawa siyang permanent manager, and then na-AC si Zlatan or something, and then everything went downhill from there for him. Diba? Parang doon na mauulit yung Oli out. And then now, kumbaga, fresh off of the adversity that this guy has faced. Finally, he is his real man. He is his real version of the Sir Alex Ferguson era that everybody can really believe in. Diba? Parang there's true leadership there, and his ability to be able to bring out the best in these young idiots. Remember the idiotic things that Greenwood did when he was on duty with England, vis-a-vis all of the crap that Rashford has been going through because of his participation with the British government, plus his knighthood. It's like you have a young Beckham and you have a young, like, sino ba yung ungas dun sa mga panahon nila. Basta, anyway, my point is, si Oli has his own brand of management already. And hopefully, within the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, ang priority lang natin dyan actually itong Leicester, tsaka yung, of course, yung Liverpool. But then, okay, Liverpool are sitting at 7th. If you want to be perfectly pragmatic about it, they're 7th in the table. Aston Villa are down also. Leicester really are the guys that you need to prepare for. You need to get your big guns out here in Leicester. Meanwhile, Aston Villa, you can have Van de Beek get his second start in a row, get the confidence going maybe. And then samahan mo siya ng Daniel James, who's just raring for a chance to outrun everybody there each and every time. Diba? Si Dan James. And then give your experienced midfield. Again, only one at a time. It's either Matic or Mata. If ever you have a Matic or a Mata there has to be a Fred or a McTominay to do the running for everybody. Okay? And then, please save Cavani for the Villarreal final. Please save Cavani for the Villarreal final. Please save him for Liverpool. Please save him for Leicester. The rest, you can mix and match. Sorry, please save Bruno, Cavani, and Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw needs to play those big games because si Teles right now hasn't played enough games. He's not gelling well. And one last thing. We have to prioritize Eric Bailly has to play the UEL final. But then by then, he has to have had a run of games without breaking himself again. So yeah, yun lang yan. I mean, those are the key things that I'm looking at.
Which is why
Okay,
pag league games involving Villa, Fulham, and Wolves, yun nga, please Ligat, maglaro ka naman. For Christ's sake, you had done everything. Yung mga task niya na
Ayun.
substitutions board niya talaga.
Ayun. So very, very insightful advice from all of our panelists. And I agree. There's going to be rotation. We might even see guys like Brandon Williams slot in for Aaron Wan-Bissaka at right back. Bruno has come out and said wala siyang pakialam, maglalaro siya hanggat gusto niya maglaro. Pero most likely, Ole is gonna rein that in. Obviously, we're trying to save as much energy as we possibly can with May 26 on the horizon kasi we play Wolves May 23, there's only 3 days in between. So to prepare for a European final. So, people might say what they want, it's still a European final. And it's a chance to, and it's really something for Ole. He needs this. Yan. Because whether, alam naman natin na even if he doesn't, hindi ko naman sasabihin hindi tayo mananalo. Worst case scenario, we wind up second. That's still an improvement. And we scored more than last season in terms of points in the league. But to the world at large, there's a narrative there na it's, wala si Ingo. There's a narrative there that says that, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will never be able to have a complete season if he doesn't win silverware. And why not? Let's do it. And it's going to happen against Unai, who's won 3 of those with Sevilla. It's going to happen with Villarreal. I really want to see how Pau Torres is in action. Yan. So may comment tayo from FB. Ako, Attorney Charles, yon.
It's my better half. Hi, babe. Bye. Hello. Good evening.
Yan.
Doing kaya all movement.
Ayun. Si Commander nando sa taas eh. Ayun. So, ito.
Andang
Si
ka pala.
Julius naman, sabi niya.
Nako po, man.
Gary.
Wait, Cap. So, yeah. Cap Carry has been, I'm not sure,
Sabi ni
pero let's
Julius,
wait. Pero yeah.
ayun, we're back,
Yeah,
we're back. Okay, sorry about
Yun,
that, folks.
nangyari.
Sabi niya, let's have Oli come out of retirement for 1 or 2 games. Pwede siyang sub. Oh,
Ano
diba?
yun? Parang Ryan Giggs no nagplaying manager ba siya no 2014 for Christ's
Diba?
sake.
Or ito,
Marami-
I mean,
Or let
Mas
Michael
marami para
Carrick
siyang goal kaysa kay Marshall, sabi ni Ingo.
or let Carrick play because we don't have CDM at the moment. So maybe let him play. Maybe he can play CDM.
actually, ang magandang ano dyan, paligiran mo lang ni Fred tsaka ni McTominay, have Michael Carrick come out of retirement. Oh, siya yung playmaker sa likod.
Actually,
I have a question. Is Phil Jones in a position to come back to play at least one game in the season? Wala na.
Sino yun?
Tuhod. Tuhod.
Man.
I'm not sure kung tuhod.
Marami namang
May tama
members
ata
na
sa tuhod.
He's been out for forever. I didn't even know binabayaran pa pala siya. Pero ano, knee problem daw eh. So baka i-amputate na. Hindi, sorry. You know whatever injury Phil Jones is going through, we wish him luck. Oo.
Pero
ang
prime
ano
Phil
lang,
Jones is scary Prime Phil Jones hindi lang yung ang defense niya, pati yung mukha niya. Nagkaka-collage na nga eh.
So if he's gonna get healthy, if he's gonna be healthy for at least 1 or 2 games, give the guy a run around because I think he deserves like a modicum of a send off, diba? Similar to the Sergio Romero, similar to Mata, diba?
Oo. Ayan. So sabi ni Ian, pa-autograph daw to our 2 counselors. And
That's the City fan from last episode, guys. Yeah, so that's
ginagawa niya dito. They're on the verge of a treble daw eh. So anyway,
they're really good.
Treble daw.
They're really good this season. They've been good.
Ngayon lang yan naging City fan. Dati ano yan eh. Arsenal.
okay,
It's really
laglagan.
difficult to be an Arsenal fan right now.
May
Sumagot siya, Tottenham daw siya talaga.
Ay, actually, tama.
It's even worse. Ayan. So, okay. So, with all the fixtures, there really has to be rotation. Si Sergio Romero, I don't think he was included in the match day lineup.
No.
So, I don't think he's gonna get a chance to play. So, it's either siguro ang magiging third string natin is either Lee Grant or Nathan Bishop. Yeah. And Nathan Bishop is the current reserves goalkeeper. So medyo I don't think Joel Pereira is coming back. So yun yung isa pang natin. We need to address goalkeepers because it looks like a lot of them are leaving in the summer. Yun. And by the way, while we're commenting on that, guys, for those who just arrived, welcome to Pinoy Stratford Enders. So makikita nyo dyan yung fixture list natin. Yan. Please like, comment, follow, and subscribe. Okay, so now let's come to our next topic. We have a game tomorrow. On Sunday. Sunday night. Hindi naman ako makakanood na to. Pero anyway, it's Aston Villa. Ayan. So, let's see. Sige. Kevin, what can you tell us about Aston Villa apart from Jack Grealish?
I'm not sure kung ano pa yung natin, pero we need to get the points because I don't want another Leeds game na sobrang sala natin both ends on the pitch to give parang yun na yung ayokong mabigyan na natin pa yung trophy yung kapitbahay na yan. And also sad that Sergio won't be featuring for the entirety of the season. Pero yeah, we need to win this. Matic na yan. We need to win this. And we have to flex our depth na rin because yung spacing ng mga games natin, yan yung epekto talaga ng Old Trafford invasion. Pero it's everything in the league, probably a must win. Probably mga 1 to 2 matches, especially the Liverpool one and the Leicester in the Leicester tie. So yun.
Okay, Kevin, thank you. Sige, let's go to Attorney Alf. Ayan. So, Aston
Mm.
Villa, should we be worried? Are we worried?
Should we be worried? Um, if you look at the last 5 games of Villa, they've won twice, they've drawn once, lost twice. And in the games that they've lost, it hasn't been a blow. They haven't been blown out. The last game they won against Everton. So I don't know where Everton sits right now. Eighth, right after Liverpool. So should we be worried? I think every game from now on we have to have we have to be concerned somehow. But I think it's we could rest some of the bigger stars and play them in Leicester's for Leicester, reserve them for Leicester. We could we've got a deep enough squad. You can still have did Van de Beek play the whole 90 minutes during the Roma game?
Yes, I believe so.
So if you don't, you're probably gonna rest Van de Beek. You're probably gonna rest Bruno Fernandes. So you have Scott McTominay, but you still want him to play in Leicester. So who else do you have for midfield? The ones that didn't
Matic.
play for who? So you can play Matic. You can play Matic. I was about to say Lingard. Wala na rin pala si Lingard.
Pogba.
Pogba, yeah, but you want the bigger stars against Leicester City kasi Leicester City's
You have to put one
record for the past
star.
5 games.
One of them has
Maganda
to one of them has to play. One of the stars has to start. Diba? Ano?
Definitely. So, yun yung sinasabi ko kanina. They'll probably put in for 45 minutes, 60 minutes. But I don't think all is done a lot of 45-minute halves for certain players.
Yeah.
Parang he likes to adjust late in the game. But you're probably gonna put in, maybe, tried and tested Bruno Fernandes. Baka gawin na yan for 60 minutes. But you have to be wary of Leicester City just because they've won the last 3 of their last 5 games. And the game before Manchester United, they only played Newcastle. So well rested didn't see Leicester City. So should we be wary of Aston Villa? I think we should just play. We should just play. We don't have to play all our big stars, but enough to play that game, enough to have to rest some of the bigger players for Leicester City. I think we can beat Aston Villa. They've only won twice out of the last 5 games. Kaya.
Okay. Thank you, Attorney Alf. And Attorney Charles, punta tayo sa'yo.
Yes.
So, when you talk about Aston Villa, and I know he just recently signed a contract, but is Jack Grealish the type of player that would be able to play to his maximum potential at Man United?
Okay. I like what I'm hearing about Jack Grealish, but really, he doesn't stand out enough for me for him to justify the tag na parang he's like the next best English hope, because really right now it's a toss-up between this guy Sancho, which has been floundering, and this Jude Bellingham I hear is very, very good also. So parang where would Jack Grealish play? Is my first question. Like for example, kasi if we're expecting best case scenario, Cavani stays, best case scenario, Pogba stays, best case scenario, Bruno Fernandes stays, and best case scenario, Cristiano Ronaldo comes home, where would Jack Grealish play? While you want to be able to support your youth, you want to be able to give minutes to Donny, you want to be able to give minutes to Dan James, to your Amads, to your shining young talents that Oli, when he put this project together, naisip na niya yan. Naisip na niya yan. Yan yung bago niyang class of 90s, diba? So parang Jack Grealish, I think, has to be 1 or 2 notches higher to justify a move to Old Trafford. But then, really, if you like him, I'll go with your recommendation. But as an opponent, definitely he's one to watch out for. But this Villa game, I think I agree with Alf. I agree that this should not be really. I don't want to say not a priority because, of course, every point counts. But then, insofar as being able to give the young guys a chance, just insofar as being able to manage this hectic schedule. And kumbaga, this is what managers are built for, the ability to muster the psychology in these players and bring out the best in them, such that when these big egos, let's say these Zlatans, these Cristiano Ronaldos, these whomever big ego decides to land here. Like for example, the Cantonas, when they decide to come to Manchester, they have to prove something. Alam mo yun? Because this is the club where those guys make their reputation. So, that's what everybody looks forward to. Jack Grealish. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Attorney Charles. Very interesting insights. Kasi I think there was a time, I think it was last year or I think a few months ago, mainit ang pangalan ni Jack Grealish, especially for Man United fans. And then he got into that fender bender with with his car. And then he signed a new contract with Aston Villa. And by the way, he is out of the game. Actually, game time decision siya. He's doubtful because he has a shin or a lower leg injury. Si Trezeguet, not that Trezeguet, okay? Magaling yun. Out until next season.
The
He's-
Egyptian.
Ah,
Let's
really?
clarify
Egyptian.
that.
Not David Trezeguet. Patay tayo dun. Out until next season with a knee injury. Morgan Sanson is also out indefinitely. And si Wesley Moraes is out. He's a game time decision. So probably Aston Villa will look to, sige, punta tayo kay Ingo. 3 players from Aston Villa: Tyrone Mings, Matt Target, or Ross Barkley. Who among them
Okay.
would pose the biggest threat for United, Ingo?
This is what I always say when it comes to EPL teams. Whenever we face EPL teams, with tall players talaga. So it really depends on who's going to be lined up for this Aston Villa game. Because first, Tyron Mings is a really tall guy. So like what I said before, that we are really lacking of with the set pieces. Lagi tayo nagugulan when it comes to headers. So, yun nga, depende kung sino talaga yung magiging lineup natin during the game of Aston Villa. Someone who should play with, or that can at least have header duel with these big guys. So, that's the only person that I can see muna at the moment na matangkad si Tyron Mings. Mas matangkad siya kay Lindelof, I think, and kay Bailly as well. But with Harry Maguire, I don't know. I don't know with Harry Maguire. I hope that he can have a duel with big guys. And I don't know if they still have this Traore guy in as attacking forward. I don't know if he's gonna play, because whenever I see Traore name in the forward, I'm always a bit worried or threatened, because it's fast. But when you see a Traore in front, so you should be aware of their speed. So I hope that they can catch up with that. So yeah, at the moment, Tyron Mings, that's the only person that I could think.
Okay, Ingo, thank you. Kevin, sige, pinili niya si Tyrone Mings. So between Matt Target and Ross Barkley, yan, sino ang who should United fans look out for as a threat?
Wala rin akong balita sa pero I'm not sure kung ano yung nasa Aston Villa, but if Grealish plays, you have to man mark him. Yun lang. If Grealish plays, because dahil nga match day decision siya, so yeah, man mark him at all costs, because only way to stop them is to stop their dynamo, di ba? May mga ganong clubs na they're overly dependent on that one guy to make the entire team work, di ba? And yeah, being Grealish having the armband, so he had to lead by example, kumbaga.
Okay, Kevin, thank you. Let's go around the panel for your score prediction. Sige, for the Aston Villa game on Sunday. Ayan, Sunday po siya. 9 p.m. local time. Ayan. So, sige, simulan natin kay Ingo na kasalukuyang nawalan yata ng ilaw kasi madilim. Ayan. Ingo, narinig mo kami?
Pupush up siya ata. Teka mo na, 1 minute. Pupush up siya.
Nagbubuhat ka ba dyan?
Push up po yan.
Ayun.
Push up po yan for your new webcam.
Ayan. Ayan. Ingo, score predictions for Aston Villa versus Man United.
I'll give it I'll give it like 4-0. So I'm a
Wow!
bit
Sino yung 4?
confident.
Ayun, nawala. Sabay nawala si Ingo. Teka.
4-0.
Ayun. Sabay nawala. Ayun. So 4-0. Okay.
4-0. I love that.
Sige. Attorney Alf. Score prediction.
2-1 United, Manchester United.
Ayan. Okay. Attorney Charles. Score prediction.
Ako ba? Ako na to?
Siya.
Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry, sila. I think naghang sila, no? So, ako yata. Alright, so, my score prediction would be 3-1. 3-1, and then, yeah, I think, hindi tayo makaka-clean sheet kasi magro-rotate ka ng center backs. So, whenever binalasa mo yan, there's really something that's gonna be different. I think yan din yung sinasabi nung sina Dennis Irwin, etc. Sabi nila, the fact that Bailly was kind of half a step off of Harry Maguire is part of why we had all of those defensive lapses in Roma. But then that was Roma, that was them trying to come back from a huge deficit in the first leg. So Aston Villa are an entirely different proposition. I mean, not to underestimate them, but then I think 3-1. I think si Cavani will come on as a substitute and score like maybe 1 or 2 goals.
Ayun. Thank you,
Yeah.
Attorney Charles. Kevin. Oh.
Meron ka bang may magpe-predict ba na postponed yung game? Because of
Antayin niyo ako. Ayan, sige. Kevin, score prediction.
Basta manalo lang tayo, we need to get those 3 points just to delay that party of that kapitbahay.
Ayun, okay. Yun pa pala.
Utang na loob.
Ayun, okay. So ako, protest na naman. Hindi.
Protest na naman.
Baka mamaya paglaruin tayo nito May 27 pagkatapos ng Europa League. Siguro Aston Villa, they're missing a lot of players. They do have Oli Watkins. Ito si CG may prediction 2-1 Donny and Ahmad to score. Ayun. Okay.
Yeah. Donny.
Well, they're missing a lot of players. I think they're gonna come at us with a low block. They cannot afford to play wide open football. Yari sila sa counter. So I'll go with the conservative 2-0 or 2-1. 2-1 United. Goal scorers, I don't think Cavani's gonna start, but Mason Greenwood will start. Goals from Mason Greenwood and probably Bruno Fernandes. Yun. Okay, so I'd like to thank our panelists for tonight, including Ingo, na biglang mukhang nawalan yata na ilaw. Ayun, kalimutan magbayad. So anyway, thank you so much to everybody for participating in the live stream. Thank you for your comments. We have a game on Sunday. It's against Aston Villa. It's 9:05 p.m. local time.
What time is the
Alin?
game? What time is the game on Sunday?
9:05. Yes. 9:05 ng gabi. So please like, comment, and subscribe, guys, to Pinoy Stretford Enders. We're all over social media. Thank you very much. And we'll see you at the game. Ciao.
Thanks, everybody. Happy weekend.
All right.
Alam.
Cap and the panelists.